Creative Labs just sent me their Super X-Fi AIR GAMER headphones, and Creative claims that this has more sound processing power than any of their previous technologies. Now that can be hard to prove unless we also had the Sound Blaster X G6. We're going to put it to the test. This is Nico Knows Tech.
Nico Knows Tech, all your tech tips and reviews on deck. Nico Knows Tech, #1 channel with the news on check.
As we begin with an unboxing, it has a nice packaging, nice sturdy, thick cardboard with glossy images, and really good information on all of the specs, and also the contents, and it also talks to you a bit about the SXFI or Super X-Fi technologies. And as we go ahead and open it up, we had a nice presentation. We have this first insert here, and we just pull that out, and then there are our headphones. Now, the design and construction of the Super X-Fi AIR GAMER headphones is what I think sets it apart from many headphones in this class. First thing that I would note is that the headband is wrapped in a protein leather. There is some padding. You'll have the Creative logo on here on the top. And the ear pads are also protein leather, and they are perforated with some nice foam, and the ear cups are deep. And they are noted with L and R to signify left and right. And since they are so deep, the lack of extra padding on the driver is why I think it's not such a big deal, and why they didn't go for that padding, which can sometimes muffle high-end frequencies. On the side, we are RGB, and you can switch the RGB color in the app, which I'm going to talk about. And you can also set it to be in rainbow, which is right now it's kind of having a rainbow transitioning. And you'll control that with the power button, which is right here. Press the power button and hold it down to turn it on. Press it again to send it to RGB, where it's going to rotate colors. And then you press it again, and it'll stay the color that you set up in the Super X-Fi app. On the other side, we do have the Super X-Fi control, and this is going to turn it to Super X-Fi on, Super X-Fi off, and Super X-Fi Battle Mode. We also have a micro SD card for when you want to use this on wireless mode and you just want to walk around and listen to your music directly from micro SD, which I think is an interesting feature which you don't see a whole lot on gaming headphones. And then we also have the Bluetooth source button, which this you use for switching to Bluetooth when you connect to a phone, watching movies, or if you want to use gamer chat, where you're also connected through Bluetooth and also connected to the computer. Now, included in the box is going to be our USB-C cable and also an adapter which will let us plug USB-C to A. And USB-C connects into the bottom here, and it stays in pretty secure. Now, this port here is for our Commander microphone. Since it's shaped with a little notch in there, it can only go in one way. Plug that in, and then we're good to go. Now, when I reached out to Creative Labs and asked to review these, there was a reason why I picked these in particular. The specs on these is impressive. The frequency response range is around 20 Hz to 20,000 kHz, which is the entire range of the human hearing. And the drivers are 50mm neodymium drivers. To give you perspective, my professional studio monitors, the MDR7506s by Sony, have 40mm neodymium drivers. In order to get the full experience of the Super X-Fi sound processing built into these headphones, you have to use the Super X-Fi app on your phone first, and that's going to map your ears and your head to give you a unique profile so that the Super X-Fi technology is reproducing sound specifically for your ears. Now, once you've finished mapping your ears and your head with the Super X-Fi mobile app, you'll install the Super X-Fi Control app, which you can get through the link in description. And this will have controls for the equalizer, which has some presets. I found the gaming one, since I'm a competitive gamer, to be the most useful for me, and it sounded pretty good. You can also change different parts of the frequencies. I do tend to change the bass, which you can do through here, or you can just use this slider to increase the bass frequencies here. Also treble over here. You have these controls for your microphone volume and your speaker. And under lighting, you can choose any of the colors. And gamer chat is where you'll set up to where you can simultaneously communicate through Bluetooth on your phone. If a phone rings, you can answer calls, and you'll still be in game. Under setup, you can choose the different types of surround if you want just stereo, 5.1, or 7.1. In my case, I found 7.1 to be the most enjoyable. Putting on the headphones was straightforward enough. They had a good clamping force, and the adjustment was very simple. The mic also adjusted to a perfect elevation. Touch controls I found pretty intuitive, however I ended up not needing to use them very often. With Super X-Fi Battle Mode on, I was able to hear enemies in Overwatch that were a good distance away, and I could get an idea of where they were. It was also very hard to sneak up on me while I had battle mode on, because I always heard Reaper coming around the corner. Since I was able to hear where my enemies were with the good judge of their distance, direction, I was able to play a lot more aggressive and even take more risks, because I knew that I didn't have to keep visual tracking of where my enemies were, because I could just hear them while I was focusing on what I wanted to do, which was in this point just trolling. Now this is the Commander microphone, which does have active noise cancelling, which means that it actually listens to the outside noise and reproduces it 180 degrees out of phase to literally cancel that audio for your ears. Now that sets it apart from noise reduction or a noise gate, which a lot of canceling microphones claim to have, but they're really just eliminating everything below a certain decibel limit from entering the mic, and that can create sometimes choppy or unusual sounding microphone. All in all, the Super X-Fi AIR GAMER sound great. They have good clarity, a good range, the bass is rich and full, but it doesn't muffle the rest of the frequencies. The ability to control the EQ is particularly good because you can still use the XFI technology where it's mapped to your ear as far as surround goes and for battle mode, but you can still change the flavor to where you can give yourself some more bass, you can enrich some certain frequencies in the mids, whatever you like. So I find that particularly good. Now while these headphones are great through the USB-C interface where it's using the Super X-Fi technology, how good will it be on 3.5mm through its included 3.5mm port going into the Sound Blaster X G6? Let's find out. Now within Sound Blaster Connect, we can control the G6, which is going to be the sound profile we're going to be giving these headphones because we're not using the Super X-Fi technology. Now we can select Gaming, go into Equalizer, and this is pretty close to what we had on the Sound Blast, the Super X-Fi. We can go into the Acoustic Engine, we have the surround all the way up, we have Crystallizer engaged, and we have increased bass, and now we can go to a test.
Strong as tide, you in the right place at the right time. Wolves in sheepskin, working midnight shift, but don't worry, we won't let them in.
Okay, while they sounded good, they didn't sound quite as good as using the Super X-Fi technology, and that's clear that Creative knew that their technology would fit best for driving their own technology, their own drivers. They knew what this thing could take, and I ended up distorting a bit when I would push it too high, and the Super X-Fi technology just doesn't let you go that far. It doesn't let you distort, it doesn't let you boom it with the bass to where you make it sound raspy. So I would have to say that this does have more sound processing power than the G6 and their previous technology because I was able to test it as such. Also, I found a lot more accuracy on the Super X-Fi Battle Mode than I did on the Scout Mode built into the G6, which is supposed to achieve the same thing, but I found the Scout Mode, all it did was reduce all the bass and raise up the high mids. With the Super X-Fi, it increased the sound stage, it gave me a lot of clarity on distance and direction to where I was not able to have to focus on what it was sounding like as opposed to, I know the guy's over there, or I know there's someone behind me, there's someone above me. But directionally, really good. As far as experience for entertainment, they're really good for music, especially if you like a lot of action, you like some punch, you like some good clarity. Especially movies sounded really good. It gave that theatrical experience. So for that, I would highly recommend them. Now, the only cons that I would put is while these are perforated and they do vent pretty good, they're not as cool as open back, and I really wish they had a velour option. However, I do like these protein leather ear cups. And another con would be these are a little bit heavier than I would like. However, that's a caveat because with all the audio processing technology put into the headphones, that's nice because I don't have to have a separate DAC sitting somewhere and having to adjust it. Having that all in the headphones is particularly impressive, and the weight on them is not so much that I fatigue, it's just that I notice that they're heavier, and some people might, really want to have these feather lights out there, and that's just about preference. But for a competitive edge and a theatrical experience, these are great, exceptionally comfortable for wearing for long periods of time, and for that, I would highly recommend them. If you'd like to pick up this product, check out the link in description. You can get them from Creative, and if you found this review helpful, please click like and consider subscribing, and I'll see you next time.